Vintage drum collectors, Jim Messina here with Vintage Drums Talk. Say, I'd like to show you something that I just picked up that's going to be a big restoration project for me, and it's a real interesting set. Here we have a somewhat trashed set of 40s Slingerland rolling bombers, okay? This is a wartime set, and I'll show you a few things about it. A lot of you already know this, but during the war, they had to conserve metal for the war effort, okay? So they had the War Production Board, which only allowed the drum companies to use 10% metal in their product, okay? Hence, you have the wooden lugs. This set is all rosewood lugs, okay? Wooden hoops. They also made wooden bass drum pedals, wooden snare stands. I have one here somewhere. Wooden hi-hat stands. That stuff's very rare because it basically really didn't survive all these years. But the lugs, they hold up pretty well on these drums. This set is a real challenge, to tell you the truth. The finish is trashed. You know, we've got calfskin heads to replace, pigskin heads, but let's go over it a little bit here. We've got the claw hooks, the collar hooks with tension rods that are totally rusted out. That's going to be a lot of work, but I know what to do with these because I can do a little bit of replating. All right. The top hoops on the 13-inch tom and the snare are wavy as a result of sitting for years with too much tension in certain spots, and these old hoops would get a wave to them. But I do have a replacement for, I think, the 13, and we can get one for this the Rolling Bomber snare here. This is in pretty good shape because most everything is here except for, say, the heads. We've got the lever here that for the strainer, which is also made of rosewood. See the wooden strainer here? All right. But these levers rarely survive. That's why I was really attracted to this set, because most of these that you find, the lever's been cracked off, and there are repros for them, but I like to have them original. So I'm really pleased, and everything works fine on it. Okay. The snares on here, let me take this off so I can show you. They had extended snares on these, but these are the original snares on here. Let's take a look. See? All fine. That's another reason why I went for this. You think, gee, with something so trashed, why bother? It's going to take so much to bring it back. Well, you guys know me. I like to do these kind of restorations. It takes me a while, but I get them done eventually. But here we have the original snares. That's important. This head, of course, will be replaced. That's supposed to be calfskin. The wooden gates on these many times get cracked off. They're fine on this, so I'm pleased with that. However, though, speaking of cracks, the bass drum is another story. The hoop here is totally cracked through. There's a long diagonal crack through here, but I do know how to glue and clamp that. It's going to take a little doing, but we'll get that done. Calfskin heads. This one used to have some magic marker or crayon writing large letters. I guess the guy that I got it from, did some work to it and got it off there. We have a muffler here. This is a 28-inch bass drum, by the way. Notice the original Slingerland mufflers. These are nice. I like that. Also rusted out, but we'll take care of that. And of course, you can see the Duco finish, the blue-silver Duco finish, needs some work, as does this badge. I know how to get that to brighten that up. And let's take a look at the 13 here. This will kill you. This is pretty scary when you look at these bottom heads. Look at that. These are pigskin tacked heads, okay? So it's going to take some doing there. Now I can either try to replace these, or it has been suggested to me to transform these into double-headed toms, okay? I don't know if I'll go that route because I do not like to drill. That's kind of our motto here, never drill. But if you're definitely going to make a transformation here, instead of this, because I made them both ways, to tell you the truth, so you could do that. The tom mount's totally rusted out. I have a replacement for that. See, when you buy something like this, you have to think, okay, what do I have in my stash that I can put into this set? And that's what I was thinking when I looked at it. I have replacements for some of these collar hooks if they need to be replaced, but I don't think so. But replacements here. I've got a replacement for this tom hoop, which has some wave in it. And I also have some more of the white marine pearl inlay, the correct white marine pearl inlay for the snare, because there's a little portion on the bottom hoop that needs to be replaced. So it's going to be a project, and I'll get it done, but it's going to take some time. Now this particular drum here is the best of the bunch as far as the paint goes, the finish. But I still may have to strip it also, just to make everything the same. The muffler knob's in good shape, so I'm looking forward to this restoration. A 1940 set of Slingerland rolling bombers. It's going to be a blast. Follow me on this restoration. Keep up, you guys. Jim Messina, Vintage Drums Talk. See you later. Hello everybody, Jim Messina, VintageDrumsTalk.com. Here we are with another quick little update on a restoration. Remember the rolling bombers, the rolling bomber kit that I just did on the pick with Ray Porter? Well, here they are. We're moving right along. The shells have been sanded down. Stripped everything down, looked them over, and we got these shells sanded down now. So that's the first step. What else did I do? Found another hoop for the 13 here. Here's the old hoop. Now if you remember, these hoops had a lot of wave to them, okay? And that's pretty typical of rolling bombers that have, you know, suffered what this set had to suffer. Yeah, it was pretty weathered, but they're looking good. The shells are doing real nice. Did the badges. We got those cleaned up. And I already have some heads going. We're going to use American vintage heads. Here they are. They're good replacements for this. The insides of these look terrific. Something, once you get them stripped down, I'll tell you, it's a whole new ball game. You don't have to be afraid of them when the heads are all exploded and they're dusty and everything, and the paint's chipped. They look scary. But once you get them down to bare shells, you're starting over again, and that's what we're going to do here. Everything's looking really good. So I just wanted to keep you up to date. The shells are sanded, so the next thing we got to do is work on getting these the pigskin bottoms for the tacked heads on the bottoms of these toms, and I got a line on that, so that's probably going to be the next update, hopefully. And we're working on getting these hoops straight. We're going to have to clean up some pearl in here. It's very yellowed, so stay tuned for the rolling bomber kit restoration. We'll see you guys later. Stick with me. Jim Messina, VintageDrumsTalk.com.